Another premium module. Let's go with Kingmaker. Another two-man team, designer team. In a party with a cowardly were-rat, a scarred nymph, an exiled Rakshasa, and a quick-tempered Azir, you seem to be the only normal one. What are you? Evil lurks in a war-torn keep. Learn the truth, you must win the throne. Couldn't tell all that much about it. Single player, number of players, maximum, and starting level is 1. No indication of what type of characters this supports. We do know that we have at least one of these premium modules that is for knight type characters, so we should steer away from that sort of characters in the other campaigns. I think there's room for another rogue type or bard type characters in one of the other premium campaigns, the Shadow or something. It looks like it's spying or intelligence gathering, thievery, that sort of adventure. So this might be a good opportunity to play as a caster. Although I have my doubts about that. How these two premium modules have played so far is that they would not be all that pleasant to play with that caster, arcane caster. Druid is right out the door. So the sorcerer, sort of a class cannon artillery piece character, or more a wizardy type. I think wizardy makes more sense. There's no indication that there's limitations on rest, so wizard might work. Because you have the flexibility, more flexibility than the sorcerer. But what type of a wizard? Is this a wizard? Or is this just guys smoking weed? I'll go with chaotic, maybe not chaotic evil, but let's say neutral evil, mercenary type character. No, lawful evil. We are methodical evil. Methodical intentional evil. We follow a set of principles and rules, but we use them to our own advantage as much as possible. All about the intellect. Yeah, with a wizard it's a little bit more important than almost any other character, because we have so many offensive abilities and the saving throws against them is influenced by intelligence. I think it's intelligence and the spell level, then a dice roll. Oh, is there a dice roll? No. Probably intelligence and the level of spell, maybe something else. A bit rusty on these detailed rules. We at least want no negatives on dexterity and strength. I don't want a huge amount of carry weight. Maybe a little bit of charisma this time. And hit points would be nice. Maybe ditch the dexterity. Dexterity affects certain type of spells. You can use as a range attack. I'll ditch that and take negative out of the wisdom. I might want to do persuasion type of skills, but that's charisma, not wisdom. It will affect saving throws, but Wizard isn't that reliant on those. Wizard has a huge amount of other abilities to compensate. Intellect, smart and charismatic mainly. Some physical attributes are fairly weak. We aim to be a leader. Concentration is a must. Want a single one in tumbling, so we actually get to roll tumbling dice. Spellcraft is a must. Lore is a must. And that's about it. I think I'll start pushing persuade up. It's the only conversation skill I'm gonna focus on. Usually it's the most utilized. Then what? We could take a pixie companion to act as a sort of an emergency rogue. I don't usually use the companions. They're not companions. What are they? Familiars. That's what they are. Could push appraisal up to. That way we don't spend quite so much money purchasing everything we need. I would have enough skills to take one extra skill. Discipline. Protects us against disarm, cold shot, or knockdown. It won't protect against a hugely skilled enemy, but should help against pretty much everything else. Not sure if this is a good selection of skills, but it's good enough. We'll deal with it. Summon familiar, and we're definitely taking pixie, so we don't have to use it constantly, but it's a good backup in case we have no other means to deal with traps and lock doors and containers. A bit more self-sufficient if we can. That's a must. What the hell do you take as a mage? We cannot kill things through magic. We don't have enough we don't have enough spell slots for that. Spell focus is a good one. Spell penetration is a solid one. Meta magic skills are okay. Spell focus would mean we have to choose now what to take. Necromancy is only good at very high levels. Transmutation is nice. Enchantment is great as long as there's not a huge amount of undead. But knowing these games, there's gonna be a huge amount of undead. There always is. I sort of don't want to use the feats, but I do sort of want to use the feats. Evocation is mostly the damage causing ones. I sort of want to take an enchanter. It might be sort of worthless, but I still want to take it. Our enchantment spells are very effective. +4 to the difficulty to try to resist them. Prohibited School Illusion. Invisibility, there's a lot of good spells in there, but I'll still take the enchantment specialty. We'll use... It basically affects our survivability, but I don't give a shit. We can use some invisibility potions and things like that to get around some of it, but it won't be the same, not even close. Also, all shadow spells are illusion spells, and they have some of the best spells available. Because the shadow version of the spell is not the same as the normal version of a spell. So, especially difficulty class of resisting the effect can be different. Gotta have sleep. Sleep is the most fundamental spell of every mage. And if we start at level 1, this is probably good for quite a few levels. Hopefully we have enough lore so I don't need the identify spell. We need a way to kill things. Do we have... yeah, we don't have... Jesus Christ. It's not the prismatic spray, it's the color spray. Good illusion spell first level. Very close to sleep in usefulness. Protection from alignment is a good one. Solid buff. Ooh, we could take a armor spell. Self-protection. Shield is better, it protects from magic missiles, and since we're low level, that could be something we'll face quite often. I'm going to go with the assumption that I'm going to have to play it on my own with no support. Otherwise I would choose a different set of spells, but like trying to solo play a game. That something like that in mind. Hopefully we don't have to do that, but if we have to, we have the means to survive it. We do need a way to do damage. Burning Hands is a decent attack spell early on. Also good at finishing trolls and like. Orizical's Boom is probably the best one. Sonic damage and deafen, so take out casters early on. Anything else? Protection from alignment. Yeah, that'll help. Shelgaren's Persistent Blade. Doesn't last for long, but it's a good summon because it's not an actual living creature, so it follows a different set of rules. Long time summon would be Dire Badger. It's not actually a bad one. I'm not sure I want it. We also have to consider what we can get from scrolls. Ice Dagger is very rare from a scroll, but do I even give a crap? Wrong person, maybe. I don't see ever using this though. Personal reputation of the caster is improved by 50%. Yeah, so would I use it? Grease might be more useful. You rarely need these area control spells, but you do at times. Give me the big seed. Mythos. Mythos the pixie is the back of the thief. I'm a big boned mage. Hair color could be a little bit lighter. Perfect.
Get on them! Attack, I say! By my will, attack! Fate shall grant me victory!
Highest color, I'll take that. Dong. Yeah, how about no? Also the age doesn't fit. At least some age where you can actually grow a beard. Jano Davis. Gland, or Dian, either way. Heel Smith. What the hell is this? Shari or Sharik? Sounds like a good last name. Carl Sharik, yeah. Your warrior friend, the flaming Azir Calibast, turns to you. He breathes heavily from all of the running and fighting in the last few hours. He eyes the rest of the group, trying to gauge their condition. Trip, your were-rat companion, sniffs the air and licks the blood from a superficial cut on his arm. He does not seem as winded as the others, but his craven ways have kept him from most of the fighting. Jaboli, a Rakshasa wizard, mumbles to herself, obviously trying to recall some of the spells she has already used. She's doubtful she has many more left. Annoying pulsing on the camera, it's basically stuck somewhere. Going back and forth a little bit. Kaidala's chest heaves as she tries to catch her breath. Her hand absently rubs against the horrible scarring on her face, which she has carried since before you ever met her. Okay, what are you thinking, everyone?
The enemy lies just ahead. We have to intervene before they seize the keep.
No! No! We flee! Let them have the keep! We're too late!
You've led us this far, Trip, only to turn tail on us now?
It's the woods! They twist and turn, Jaboli! Trip hoped we'd get through in time, but it's too late! Come, Trip will lead us back to safety.
No one's going back, Trip, especially not you. We're late, but we're not too late. Now, did anyone spy a glimpse of their leader?
No. They've led us on a merry chase north, but always stayed a step ahead.
Trip's gained us some time through the woods, but not enough. They'll set fire to the keep.
Stupid! Trip said we could not fight the big masked man! Not strong enough are we! So now we shall die! We run, we hide, and maybe we live!
I'll not flee from this or any other foe. We are not cowards. We march for the keep's gates, and we make our stand against them there. What do you say?
How many do we face? Best guess.
Hundreds! Trip smells them, yes! Kobold, orcs, goblins, and ogres. Too many for us, I tell you.
He usually exaggerates, but I fear Trip is right this time. What do you wish to do?
You haven't said much, Kaidala. What do you think?
If this is our destiny, I would hate to have it said that we did not face it bravely. I will face this storm and weather it or die.
Then the majority says that we stand and fight. That has always been enough for us. We face them together, and with honor.
We welcome you, Mistress Death.
Okay, we have a suicidal team on our hands and one coward. Rakshasa kept her mouth shut though. Hard to say what she thinks. That looks like a mind flayer to me.
This will be your final opportunity. Surrender, Cyan. I leave you no other choice.
Dark Elf.
The keep shall be ours!
You may as well give up right now!
Okay, what exactly are we looking at? Level 10 neutral evil rogue, shape changer. Level 10 fey, true neutral. Level 10 outsider, lawful neutral. Level 10 fighter, lawful good. And level 10 lawful evil wizard. Do I have any spells? No. Whatever. Yeah, ooh, I can do. Keywords Black Tentacles. Not good spells, but they're not the worst spells ever. Problem is, do we even have a good protection spell? Like, we're more or less just missing quick slots keys for these spells. Looking at the selection, I don't think this is too bad. I mean, we have a lot of area of effect spells here. Nice little buff spells, summoning spells, multiple summoning spells. Few good attack spells. I wouldn't say our situation is especially good, but it's certainly not bad either. Yeah, mostly we got the spells we selected there. Single one each. Not bad at all. Can I still save? Yeah, the game gives you 50,000 experience points right at the start. That's probably some sort of attack spell. No, Globe of Invulnerability. This is trash. He's gonna die. And he's not gonna die from enemies, he's gonna die from us bombarding. Well, whatever, it's not like I can do anything about it at the moment. Oh, can I? I do have some equipment, but it's pretty piss poor, so stick to what we know. Sleep might actually work on some of these guys. Won't affect our own guys. No idea what Calibas is trying to do.
My teeth will snap at your ankles and make you dance!
Goblins seems to be actual goblins, like first level goblins.
My teeth will snap at your ankles and make you dance!
Can someone heal Trip? Drow, and the Masked Man. Masked Man to me looks like a mind player. It's that costume more than anything else. Is there a point to looting anything? I don't think there probably isn't, so I'm trying to avoid doing that. The Masked Man seems to sense your presence amidst all the chaos battle. He turns to you, his eyes glint like dark pools of liquid from behind his visor.
Too late. Too late. The keep shall be mine, and the destiny that comes with it. History will remember you as nothing but another corpse upon the battlefield.
Yeah, it's definitely a mind player, otherwise he wouldn't know my name. He can read my mind. What's so important about the keep?
Do not burn it. Please. Anything but flames.
Right now, this keep is nothing, but under me it shall become the seat of a new empire. Destiny has called me here, just as it called you to follow in my wake, and now grovel here before me.
Unmask yourself, coward.
No, we not want to see. We not want to know.
And give you the dignity of seeing your better's face? Never! I am better than you, better than all your kind.
Yeah, definitely a mind player. Yeah, how do you know my name?
Enough of this talk and trickery. Drive a blade into his gullet and let's be done with it.
I know all about you. I know about all of you. I know you better than you know yourselves. Every thought, every doubt, every fear. And I know that today is the day you are meant to die.
Yeah, enough talk.
On the contrary, it is you who dies today.
Yenna! Thank the gods you've arrived.
Stand back. I'll shield who I can.
Now, Yenna, now!
Wake up. Don't be such a nuisance. It's time you wake up. So, you do live. Good. I was starting to worry there.
Try to find the source of the mysterious voice. You try to find the source of the mysterious voice. It seems to be echoing from the glowing lights. Who are you? I'm sure that seems like it must be important, but trust me, right now it is not. We are on a rather short time frame here, and we must get you into that keep, preferably with a little fanfare. Of course, first we are going to have to do something about the state of your companions, and you will need a weapon, but that's my job. I also imagine that the fog of death has clouded your memory a bit, but don't waste my time with petty, unimportant questions. What do you absolutely need to know? I want to know what is going on. You were pursuing your enemy, the Masked Man, and caught up to him as he lay siege to the keep of Cyan. You died in the chaos, but luckily I resurrected you. I'm afraid you lost a lot of life energy when I did it. Thanks to you, the Masked Man's forces have been scattered, at least for now, but we need to get you into the keep where you'll be safe. That's about the best summary I can give you. Okay. Why me? Which part of petty, unimportant questions didn't you understand? I am here to give you the power and instructions you need to be someone important. And who knows what kind of knowledge you will discover in the process. Being an arcade lad, I suspect that ought to spark your attention. But people's lives are at stake now, so you need to make some decisions. Okay, where are my companions? Their bodies were likely looted by the retreating forces and scattered about the battlefield. With nightfall upon us, I imagine the rats are probably gnawing on their bones as we speak. Said something about a weapon. My master told me to come to you, bring you back to life, and make myself useful to you. So that is what I did and am doing. I am going to transform myself into a weapon for you. And who's your master? That is one of the things I am definitely not allowed to tell you yet. All will be revealed in time. But it is more important for us to get into the keep as soon as possible. Okay. What kind of weapon? Well, I have always rather fancied myself as an elaborate sword of some kind, but given the urgency of the situation, I'm willing to compromise. The form is entirely up to you. Obviously, if you aren't partial to swords, I will become a weapon you are more accustomed to using. What kind of weapon do you prefer? Blunts, I guess? There is something about a large steel ball crashing into a skull that is vaguely satisfying. Is that what you would like, or did you have something else in mind? Yeah, let's take a quarterstaff. An often overlooked weapon, but deadly effective, if I might say so myself. Very well, I shall assume that form for you. Yeah, we'll take it. Good, then let's carry on. Are there any other questions before I tell you what you must do next? So what do I do? You will have to kill or drive off the rats that have been gathering here. I can sense them digesting the flesh of your companions. Once you have killed them, we will speak again. Remember, you were becoming quite powerful before your untimely death, but you were dead so long. I had to steal from your life to bring you back. If you want to regain that power, you must get to the keep quickly. But scavenge some clothes while you're at it. It simply won't do to have people spy their future leader running about in his undergarments. A bad first impression, to be sure. Well, we don't start at level 1 at least. That's something. What kind of a... staff are we talking about? +2 attack bonus. Has a light effect, and it can resurrect 3 times. No, resurrect 10 times. Warrior Spirit.
Feel the energy that comes with the kill. You are an expert at this, remember? Death is one of your many callings, one you excel at.
You are disconcerted by how at home the voice is becoming in your mind.
Like a reflex, the instinct comes naturally to you. Remember. Now, I shall raise the spirits of your dead companions, but for each one I save, one must be sacrificed. You must speak to them and decide whom you will take and whom you will banish.
What happens to the ones I banish? Their souls shall be bartered to Mistress Death in exchange for the lives of those who remain. Life and death hold many mysteries, and there is much to be learned from them. How do I choose? That is up to you. Choose ones that complement your abilities and make up for your weaknesses. Choose whomever you like the best. Pick them at random. Your choice. I was just thinking, because these are not humans, do they get a lot of racial abilities? Rakshasa, for example, is pretty much immune to magic. And it has a lot of natural abilities that it can keep repeating over and over and over again indefinitely. But you must make the decision. And you must tell those whom you are condemning about your choice. There's much to learn when one has power over life and death. You may speak to them all first before making a choice, but do try to hurry. It is not a safe night to spend outside the keep's wall. And what if I don't want anyone? You will need all the help you can get. For now, take them with you. You can always leave them behind once you're within the safety of the keep. However, you might find that you learn more and discover more with friends to assist you and watch your back. Still, that choice is yours, as is this. Two must die, that two may live. Good. The spirits of your companions can be found where their quarters lay. Speak to them. And remember what I said about scavenging some clothing. Companions may be ill-equipped, so I recommend finding them some weapons before we proceed. Now let's level up first. Now the situation. We're gonna need someone to tank or hold the enemy at bay. That's the minimum we need. But if we can get two, we could get a little bit creative with that. Usually simple characters work the best. That's with the companions. That's just how it works. The more complex you do a character build that's directed by the AI, the more it screws up. The more it does nothing in important fights and so on and so on. So something to keep in mind. Doesn't matter if it's a more powerful character or a class if it fucks up every time you have to fight with it. Something that basically is a gigantic pool of hit points and that directly attacks people is one of the better companions you could have. Maybe a little bit of Surge. Simply because even if I have a pixie, if I don't recognize the points where the pixie should be used, it's not all that useful. So a little bit of Surge that you can easily use yourself is very, very useful. 2 extra spells. Indoor elements maybe last a long time, provides decent protection. Maybe the Identify spell. It's not by any means necessary. But here's the thing. You always carry the ability to identify everything with you if you have it. Thing is, I think it's probably one of the most common spells you can also buy, so I'll take the True Strike here. Summon Creature 1 is also very common, so is Ray of Enfeeblement, Energy Tray. Magic Weapon might not be. But do we need it now? Or is it Call's Boom is another rarer one. I'll take the Ray of Enfeeblement. Might rethink my choices once we get to see what those spells we can buy. So we're a level 2 character, not exactly too powerful. Don't think we should be resting here either. Sleep shield damage, not bad. Give me another sleep. I talk to the spirits. Do we want Trip? I'm assuming he's a rogue. He did not fare well in the fighting. He was almost dead immediately against the goblins and orcs, which were vastly below our level. Likely the fighter and then one of the others, not sure which one. Either the nymph or the Rakshasa. Not sure what the nymph even is. Okay, do we have anything besides rags we can pick up? It's a soul harvester.
I am listening to you.
The spirit eyes Kaidala with a ravenous hunger. It is not for you I wait. Who are you? What are you? Blackest death does not answer to you. I hunger, so leave me be. What are you waiting for then? The ghostly creature's eyes flicker with annoyance. I will feed on this soul once it is released. Release this soul to me that I might drag it down to the darkest pits and tear at it and feed on its pain and despair. Why Kaidala? Her soul weeps and longs for death. For her there is no release. There is no release for those who seek to end their lives before their time's done. We harvest such souls and reap their pain. I shall destroy you first. I'm actually not sure can I do that. Spirit hisses in strange fits and you realize it is laughing at you. Beyond your touch is blackest death. Beneath my notice are you. Begone. I shall answer no more questions. Okay, I just need a clothing piece, please. There are none. Vagabond rags, pretty much the best I can do. That looks ridiculous. I mean, I literally cannot put anything else on. Various types of threaded clothes and that's it. Okay, Jaboldi is probably the Rakshasa female, right? A wizard. I don't look forward to another one. There's the game fucks over spellcasters quite often, especially if we have to go against Drow, which have natural spell resistances. Yeah, so Trip is another we're gonna lose then. So that makes things simple though. We're ditching Jabala and Trip. Jabali's spirit rises up trembling with either fear or rage. She appears to listen to an inaudible voice and then looks at you carefully.
This is not a test I envy you, my friend. Still, I would rather be alive than dead. I assume that the voice speaking to me also spoke to you. So, what shall you do? Will you choose the path of wisdom and discernment and choose me for an ally? Oh, what a typically Rakshasa thing to say. Sorry, I didn't mean it that way.
I have a few questions. We know much about each other, yet we have often kept secrets too. I will answer the best I can. Job interview again. Why should I choose you? The power of the Rakshasa is well known, though I am far limited in comparison to how I was before banishment. My people strip me of my sorcerer's powers, forcing me to learn something new. I am now a wizard, and I find my new calling to be more to my liking. I also still retain some of my natural spell resistances, despite my weakness of my exile. She's basically a better wizard than I am, more or less. But because of the stupidity of the AI, she's gonna be a huge pain in the ass. Okay. Anything else? I'm good at analyzing people and what they say. I can determine what motivates them, and often I can tell if they are lying. This could be useful to you. Yeah, that's much more interesting. Maybe we should interview all of them. What do you think about the others? While I feel for the difficulties she has faced, I do not care for Kaidala overmuch. She is too insecure, which goes against my own confident nature. Calibas is strong and a good companion, so I would recommend him on those accounts. Pip is rather pathetic in a fight, but he is an excellent thief. You know your strengths and weaknesses better than I, and the decision is yours. If you desperately need a healer, then you might need the insecure nymph. I just hope you will choose me. How badly could her insecurity be a problem? The damage to her physical body was bad enough, but her spirit was far worse off. She will do as you ask, but she will accept death better than any. The rest of us will fight to hold on to life, but I worry that Kaidala will suddenly give in one day and let herself die when she is really needed. Trip is weak and cowardly, but I think he could be trained to be useful. When he strikes from the shadows, he can be quite formidable. I'll talk to the others. The thing is, I'm not sure if I want to make the choice based on my meta knowledge of the game, or should I just choose the characters that make most sense in the role-playing wise. Because if I'm choosing with meta, it's the nymph and the fighter, and we'll ditch the thief and the mage. But role-playing wise, I'm not sure that's a good choice. Having a companion in the group that has a death wish is not a good thing. But she also doesn't fear death at all. With a yowl of fright, Trip's shade rises up above his torn, ravaged body. His eyes stare with a glassy look as he listens to an inaudible voice. Finally he sighs and looks at you.
Choices, choices. They are yours to make, so says the new voice. For a voice in my head, it certainly seems to be most persistent. The other voices don't trust this new voice. I can be a good helper. Really, I can. No one moves through the shadows or picks a lock quite like Trip. And forget about traps. I take care of them for you. Yes?
We have a pixie for that. What other voices are you talking about?
Nothing. No voices. No, my good friend. There are no voices in here.
He taps his head and whispers,
Shut up. You must not speak so loud. He might hear you and not pick us.
Why should I choose you?
I could be useful. I could... Oh, what could I do? Oh, I know. I can find things, yes. I'm very good at finding things that no one else can see. You like things, right? Well, of course you do. Red things, purple things, old things, new things, gem things, magic things. Things that you can really sink your teeth into and maul for a while. rubbing them through the dust and dirt to add the extra flavor. I guess you're good at finding extra treasures. That is the right path for your thoughts, yes? Listen to that voice of reason. It tells you of the times Trip saved your life when the bad shadows came calling. You need Trip, that's what it says.
I'll talk to the others. I don't like Trip. He is seems like a big risk for role playing and metagaming wise. Okay, I want to try one thing. Can I actually pick a fight with the Soul Harvester? I don't have a huge amount of spells available, so just interested. We're going to pick the fighter no matter what. So we might as well leave that interview last because Calibas is coming with us no matter what. Kandala, the nymph druid, right? Yeah, druids are terrible though. Even if she's a healer, she's still a druid. Kaidala, the nymph druid, rises over her corpse smiling until she begins to listen to an inaudible voice. The voice upsets her and she turns her large, watery eyes toward you.
Death is not so terrible. Finally, I can go and be happy as I never could be in life. You know well how hard these years have been to me, so I do hope you will let me go. The others all want to live, so I make your choice easier. Take 2 of them and leave me be.
You don't want another chance at life?
What was there in life for me that was so great? I am happy to finally be rid of that burden.
It will not be pleasant for you.
I do not understand what you are talking about. Truly, I tell you, it is not so bad here. Once you let me go, I shall move on to a nicer place, of that I am confident.
Yeah, that's not actually true. But we'll ignore that. He doesn't need to know that. It won't make much of a difference. It won't affect my choice really, and it'll just cause her worry and dread. Why do you long to die?
The terror of the night when my forest was put to the torch by superstitious fools is burned into my mind for eternity. The flames roared and devoured all of my creatures, all of my sisters, the dryads, even me. Flames licked at my face and my hair. The flesh of my body was scorched black, and you found me. Oh God, the pain in my body is gone, but my mind and my soul, they burn. Even now, they still burn.
Tears flow down her cheeks. The scars on the one side are still red and sore, despite the passage of time. Why couldn't you be healed?
We tried, but the earth where my forest stood is scarred. The people who burn it, they make certain that nothing grows on it. Even the smallest shoot is quickly pulled and burned. There's no future for me, not in this life. Not even you must see that.
It's a possibility that that's true. It's also a possibility that can be healed somehow. I'm not sure where the game would go with this. It could go either way, because usually you would expect that all problems can be solved through some miracle somehow during the game, but it could be refreshing in the sense that not everything can be fixed, no matter how much you want later on. Some scars are permanent. I shall never give up. She smiles hesitantly at you for the first time in many months. You're too optimistic for this world, Cal. You shame me, because sometimes that is a good thing. Okay. What skills do you have exactly? I'm a druid and I can heal you or wield the powers of nature to assist you. I do not fear death, so I am not afraid to enter battle either. I prefer to use natural weapons such as clubs and quarterstaffs. If I had my former powers back, then I could be formidable indeed. That is in the past. Destruction of my home ruined me and stole my natural gifts. Who would you say I should not choose? I know he is a good man, but Calibas's fiery countenance is too much for me. It is harder for me to be near him. I would not condemn him to death for it, though. Indeed, I view all of our companions as far more worthy than I. Would you work with Calibas if I chose you both? Of course I would, if that is necessary. He has always been kind to me, and it is in my mind alone that he would pose a danger to me. Fires took my home, and he is a creature of fire. His passions run hot, for drinking, wenching, and fighting. It bothers me some, but he is a good man, I believe. It's an admirable sentiment. I owe them nothing less. They have all helped me in the past. I would do anything to help them, or you. That could also be a benefit. Because if we have to throw one life away of our companions in order to aid me, Kaidala would be the perfect choice. He would be the sacrificial pawn, the eager one at that.
Beware, you risk your very life.
I'm gonna take this guy no matter what. You see the ghostly visage of your warrior companion Calibas rise above his shattered corpse. Right. Azer. Let's go with Azer. Azer stares off into eternity, listening to an inaudible voice, then looks straight into your eyes and grimaces.
Ah, they finally got me. Glad I am to have toasted to Mistress Death last night, since I see that you live. I have some inkling of the choice you face. Your friend haven't explained it to me. I'm sure you would not want to lose my brawn and my cheerful disposition, now would you?
Yeah, no, I would not. In the fight that we just had, he was by far the most useful one. Why should I choose you?
Bless my soul and drink to oblivion. We have been together longer than any of the others, Cal. Think of all the fun we have shared. We must grab life by her hips and taste the blessed union of all her pleasures. Say you will not forget the joy of our journeys.
Yeah, we have had some good times together.
Indeed we have, lad. Couple that with my prowess in battle, and how can you go wrong?
Questions. Why should I choose you?
Bless my soul and drink to oblivion. We have been together longer than any of the others, Cal.
Think of all the... Yeah, okay. Why are you on fire? Because that's his nature.
I am an Azer, a dwarf from the plane of fire. I may be surrounded by flames, but I can control them when I want to touch something without burning. Of course, it means I am largely immune to fire-based attacks, which can be quite handy. Did you have other questions? What skills do you have? The power of my attack is formidable, whether it be against a foe or a locked door. An advantage no one should do without. Besides my winning personality, I am also resistant to fire, and these charming flames are good for something more than just making me pretty, if you know what I mean. What do you think of the others? Not that I don't feel sorry for the poor lad, but you hardly need Trip's assistance. I can smash my way through most locked doors or containers, and he's such a coward he's not much good in a fight. Oh, the ladies. Jaboli is rough and easy to get along with. Kaidala is shy but fearless in a fight. I suspect she still courts death. What do you mean? I fear you must have lost some memories when you were brought back. Let us hope you have not lost too much else. When we met Kaidala, she begged us to kill her. Her face was burning scar, like the forest that had been her home. When she saw us coming towards her, she collapsed in tears, begged for a quick, painless death. Instead, we brought her into our little group of outcasts and helped her rebuild her life. Weak as a nymph, but strong in the forces of nature, she made a powerful druid. But there are no powerful druids. If she was a cleric, this would be a much simpler situation. But a druid is a terrible healer, a terrible attack caster, and a terrible defensive caster. Can do a little bit of all, but just fucking terrible. But I don't really want the rogue or the mage either. This is a good problem to have. Not knowing exactly who you want, but Calibast is what we want. Yes. Thanks for your candor. I owe you nothing less. You can trust me to always tell you the truth. We do have a look at their alignments. Can I see them while looking at these guys? No, I think he was good aligned character. I have made a choice. I would like you to return and assist me. I would be proud to do so. You shall not regret your choice. Your magic weapon requires the soul of one of the other followers. We are not gonna need Trip, so you are gonna have to die.
Oh, you come.
Cannot choose you, sorry.
No, no, no. Please, not in the darkness.
Trip scratches and claws to no avail as his spirit is drawn into another plane of existence.
So you've come back to...
Lawful good, right? This is about as goody two shoes as you can get. Level 4 fighter, much better than I am. Do you have any weapon skills? Probably not at these levels. Long sword and a warhammer. Yikes. Now the actual hard choice. Can I choose the spells of my companions? I don't think I can. I don't actually know. I don't recall. Because usually you get some kind of a, maybe a sorcerer at best. If we can, we could choose, give her spells where she would be an artillery piece, basically. She'll run out of firepower quickly. Problem is, if I take the druid is also gonna suck ass. So we're discussing which type of burden do we want. High level caster can be very powerful, but it has to be really high level caster, and it's powerful for a couple of minutes, then it can't do shit. So it's great for bursting through powerful fights, but terrible at handling longer fights. With the druid we might be able to give her a medium armor and have her at least hold her own. I'm trying to think of what type of spells druids get. Some healing, some buffs, but and there's the goddamn bots. I can't think of a good druid build. Not really. You have to multiclass into something else if you want to make it good. Either some sort of fighter, so it has more survivability and combat abilities, which I think works actually very well. Or alternatively another caster type, which is, I can't imagine what would work. Maybe some kind of shape-shifting type. But pure druid, you're just making a poor man's cleric or a poor man's wizard with it. I think it might have like one good spell, called lightning. Area of effect lightning attacks from the sky, always hits, does decent electrical damage. And that'll be it. I bet I can guess Kaidala's character arc already though. It's trying to avoid a soul harvester from getting her soul. So basically changing her view on life to something where she no longer wishes to die. I don't want another mage, or wizard rather. I have a rogue in the pixie, I have a fighter, I am a wizard. Here's what's gonna happen if I take the wizard. We're going to have to basically have huge trouble keeping her alive. Fuck it. I'm thinking of taking the wizard. Two wizards have a lot of firepower. But I don't know if I can make it work like that. I just don't see how I could make the druid thing work.
How are you, my friend? Are you ready to...
Enjoy your time in the underworld. You'll not be leaving it soon. Eternal torture.
Are we ready then?
Damage reduction, spell immunity, spell resistance increase, constitution increase. She's a fine wizard. Also can craft something, traps for some reason. Can I see your spells anywhere? I'm seeing my own spells, right? So there's no way I can take a view at what she can do. I just don't fundamentally like this. But it's gonna be the same with the other druid. Just stick with this. I should be having at least a weapon. If I give her a ranged weapon, she might stay out of trouble a little bit.
You asked the impossible.
Do that?
Think again.
The young guard peers over the battlements. Torchlight glints off your weapon, causing him to pull back.
Enemies at the gates! Sound the alarm! They brought a second wave!
Blast you! Do we look like goblins? We're here to help you!
Stand back, fool. We are no goblin kin. Would you attack those who come to help you?
They don't look like no orcs or goblins to my eyes, poor as they might be. Sir Dylan, perhaps you shouldn't be so quick to call the attack.
You can't see the woman intervening on your behalf, but by her voice, she strikes you as a kindly old lady.
Who are you and what are your intentions then? Speak quickly before my men rain arrows down upon you.
Kal Sharik at your service, and I mean you no harm.
Then the gods have answered our prayers, Sir Dylan. Father Dishal has told us that if the gods saw fit that we should live, they would intervene, and now a hero stands at our gates requesting entrance.
Where were the gods when the banner died? Why did their intervention not come then? Step into the light down there, that I may have a better look at you. I recognize you now. You were the ones who cut our assailants' ranks from the rear and took them by surprise. You fought bravely, stranger, and gave our she-mage Yenna time enough to cast her spell. Yenna, is it? Then the masked man is dead by her blast. You see, my men could not find his corpse among the fallen, but if you saw it with your own eyes, then I believe it. Perhaps his troops dragged his body with them as they fled. Come, let us celebrate the fact that you still live, stranger. Though open the gates, it's not an enemy who awaits us, but a hero who deserves our thanks. Get moving, men. I will meet you below. Take my arm, Mama Dane, and let me help you down the stairs. Your kind company has been a balm to my jangled nerves this night. Heroes, welcome to the keep of Cyan then, stranger. I think the Hand will be pleased to meet you, and doubly pleased to have your help, I'm sure. I think she misses the guidance of the banner, though. Too bad you didn't arrive early enough to keep him from falling to the masked man's forces. Now the Hand is in charge all alone. Okay, what is the banner and the Hand? The banner is the highest ranking officer in the keep. Our lord was killed many years ago, and the banner has been ruling here ever since. He was killed by the invaders early in the battle. The Hand is the commander of the armies and next in charge after the banner. We really should get going. I dare not leave my command off the gates for long. Yeah, I need to rest. Of course, speak with me as soon as you're ready. Can I just rest here? I did select spells, didn't I? Yes. More or less want to see what Taboli gets. But how the hell do I see it? God damn it. You don't. Just have to pray to whatever programming gods make the goddamn module that she knows what she's doing.
Are you ready to go?
Yep. Excellent. I'm sure the Hand will want to reward you for your service. I haven't met such a great hero in years. But enough of that. I'd better get you onto the main gate right away. Let us be quick. Nivid Divine. As you arrive, you see the Hand Nivid, speaking with a man in priestly raiment.
We have driven off the last of them. Do you think they will come again?
If their leader still lives, there are enough of them to regroup and return. Hopefully Yenna has taken care of that for us. For if not, it will only be a matter of time before they return.
We have killed enough of them that it should give them pause. We should have a little time to recuperate. I just hope it is enough.
If Pharos, Lord of Battles, judges us worthy, we shall continue. I wish the banner yet lived.
So do I, Dinskull. So do I. The Keep needs a strong leader. Perhaps it is time I assumed the role of banner, though the timing strikes fear into my very soul.
My lady, we are all saddened by the banner's death, but might I introduce someone who brings hope?
We welcome any relief in this war, even if it is just a temporary respite. Tell us, Dylan, who is this one who stands before us?
Wait for Dylan to introduce you. I am pleased to introduce Master Cal, a hero who has come to our lands at great peril to himself. The man who broke through the battle lines and distracted the masked man long enough for Yenna to see to his destruction. If it weren't for this hero, all Cyan would surely have been lost. You overstayed my role, but thank you for the kind introduction, Dylan. Dylan blushes and says nothing more. Nivid eyes you warily. It is good of you to come to our aid. As the Hand and officer of the Keep of Cyan, I welcome you. Sir Beckett. So, Nivid, once more your incompetence has led to the death of more of our valiant defenders. With the banner dead, we are in sore need of a true ruler. As I was saying, Sir Beckett, I am the highest ranking officer here in the keep. My dear, do you really think that the people would settle for a poor orphan as the lord of the keep? Lord, I did not think we were... This is all right, my dear. No one expects you to actually think. What is this about a new lord? Everyone knows that our late Banner was next in line to become lord, yet he refused the honor. Now that he is gone, it is time we truly had a new lord of the keep.
And I suppose you think you should be our mighty ruler?
Well, I am part of the nobility, and I am soon to marry the highest ranked noble in our lands, Lady Alicia. So I think I deserve to be considered. So who chooses the new ruler? The nobles have always ruled here. Not anymore. This is something the guild leaders have discussed, and with the exception of your betrothed, we agreed that the guilds would choose the next lord or lady of the keep.
That would be fair. Then even the nobles will have a say in it.
I see nothing fair about it. The banner was... Well, I should not speak ill of the dead, but the guild should never have been allowed to gain so much power. The nobles have a guild? Okay, what are the guilds?
There are 9 guilds in the city, including one for the nobles. The guild masters make most of the decisions that affect the daily operations of the keep.
So Envid and Sir Beckett shall make their appeals before the guild masters, and then they will vote to decide the leader. I see.
The keep won't truly be safe until we have a strong leader who can destroy the invaders, not just drive them off or hide behind these walls. Why are we limited to those 2 as our only choices? What if we want a real hero as our lord?
And where precisely are we going to find a real hero?
This young man saved our lives.
Right place, right time, but that does not make him a hero. Your weapon speaks in your mind. This is the moment, though none realize it. I have been at work in the keep to prepare people for this election. They will feel more comfortable around you than they would have. You will have to work to gain votes, but they will be open to voting for you once you do something for them. I wonder if this is part of the illicit plot to basically take the keep. Or is this something else? It's not like I can do anything about it now, so...
Besides, we know nothing about him. Carl might not even be interested in staying here at our keep.
I can choose to support one of those 2, but in a module titled Kingmaker, I think we want to fight for the top spot. It would be an honor. As Cal has never met the guildmaster and is not well known in the keep, we will postpone the guild vote for several days. Very well, I'm sure I can use that time well. I shall go on and begin campaigning right now. I'm sure you will have many questions, Cal, but I must get word of this to all the other guildmasters. I will ask Alias to be your guide during the time of the election. I shall send her here to meet you. Please come and see me at the temple when you get a chance.
Well, you deserve a reward for your effort in helping the keep. I would like you to take this. It is my old crossbow and bolts. Both are magical, so you can either sell them or use them. I need to arrange for funeral rites for the banner. I suppose I will have to do my best to counteract all the deceptions Sir Beckett will be trying, not to mention my duties as the hand.
What exactly are the hand and the banner?
Those are the titles of the highest ranking officers below the Lord. The banner is the person who promotes the Lord's justice and sees to the everyday operations of the keep. The hand upholds the banner as the captain of the guards. The hand is in charge of the military and defense of the keep.
Why do you think Sir Beckett will be deceptive? Sir Beckett is a serpent waiting in the grass to strike at his opponents. He has no honor, and his lack of scruples will give him some advantage in manipulating the vote. That is the only chance he has to win this election. I will do my best to stop him. And who is Alias? Alias is a local scout. She, like me, is an orphan. You will find many of the people here at the keep have lost loved ones. Here comes Alias now. She can answer any questions you might have. I shall be going now. May the best person win.
Now things are proceeding in most excellent fashion. Keep up the good work and you shall become one of the most powerful people in all of Valrotha.
Your weapon's voice seems most pleased with you.
I know you must have questions, but I am only allowed to tell you a little. I will tell you the most important thing right now, though. All of the clues to answer your questions lie within the keep, or in the caves nearby.
So I have to figure this out on my own. I might give you a hint once in a while, but for the most part you will need to exercise that brain of yours. I know you have one, hidden somewhere in that thick skull. So what is my ultimate goal here? Protect the keep, become its lord, destroy the masked man's forces before they can regroup. I know you probably do not trust me, but I am on your side. I don't trust these. Every time you basically have to interact with someone through intermediates or masks, there's always a reason for it. There's never a good reason. Not good for you, at least. Okay, let's get going then. Good idea. Let us see what you can find out here. Alias Blackhand. Alias is a cute young woman with a perpetual smirk and a twinkle in her eye.
Good day. When I was told to help you, I quickly sketched a map to the keep. There you go. I also know my way around the countryside and some of the caves, as I am one of the local scouts. I am proud to be working with a hero such as yourself. I will do all I can to help you attain lordship of the keep. My first suggestion is that you visit the guild masters. Do you have any questions for me?
Tell me about yourself.
You want to know about me? I'm not really that exciting, I'm afraid. My Aunt Sarah is guildmaster, which is as close to fame as I get. What did you want to know about me?
Okay, about your past.
I grew up here in the keep. My father was a soldier in Lord Kendrick's army. I guess he must have died when they went to war. My mother died when I was young. She caught the cold one winter and started coughing very hard. She caught up blood for a long time, and then one morning the house was silent. My Aunt Sarah, guildmaster for the landowners, took me in and raised me. She was always kind but firm and hard-working.
It happens. Okay, I'm sorry about your parents.
Thank you. I just wished I knew what happened to my father. He must be dead, but how and when and where? Nobody knows. A lot of families lost children or spouses. Nobody ever found out where they went. They went riding off to war, but never showed up for the battle. No one has seen or heard a trace of them. There is something familiar about this tale, like a legend I once read, but I cannot place it. We should keep our eyes and ears open for some kind of magic around the keep. Something old. That reminds me, you should go and speak with the Stan. Yeah, I almost read that as Satan. Speak to the Stan at the trades office. He needs somebody to help, an archaeologist who was studying the magic of the keep.
Okay. I'm always interested in old magic.
Who knows how this could help you? The magic might give you the power to stop the invaders. Then people would have to vote for you, wouldn't they? Enough about the dead. My Aunt Sarah really took good care of me when I was young. Now I'm a scout for the keep. Pay is alright, and at least the work isn't monotonous.
How did you become a scout? I was just born to it, I think. Even when I was only 10, my father was still around. I would wander outside the keep by myself. I would get into a lot of trouble for doing that, so I learned how not to get caught. That skill has saved my life many times over the years. Once I reached the age where people started taking me seriously, I spoke to the banner and he allowed me to prove myself and join the guard. So where did you get your name? He blushes slightly. It is more of a childhood nickname. Always pretending to be a spy, I would tell people, that's not my name, my alias is, and then I would use a word I like. Alias Nefarious, Alias Rogue, Alias Insidious, all of the largest and most colorful words I could find. People gave up trying to remember them and just decided to call me Alias. What is your real name? She hesitates. I really don't like it. I much prefer Alias, please. We could try persuasion. I only took skills in it, but at the same time we can leave it for now. Let's not try to push it. It's not that important. Tell me about the guild masters. There are 9 guilds, each headed by a man or woman who is outstanding in their specialty. For example, my aunt Sarah is the guild master of the landowner. She owns some of the most productive farmlands in the area. I'll tell you right now, that if you prove yourself by destroying some of the monstrous army that attacked us, she would likely vote for you. She always favors deeds over words, so along with my recommendation, I'm sure you will have her vote. The rest of the guildmasters are a different story, but you'll manage. All you need is time. Don't think I have all that much time. Okay, more about Aunt Sarah. Doesn't matter now. Explain the election process to me. The 9 guildmasters will meet in the castle, where they will each cast a stone, a different color for each of the contestants. The person with the most votes wins. So, if you get 5, you cannot possibly lose. More likely, even 4 is enough for a win. Five guarantees it. So you need at least 4 votes, with no other opponent getting more than 3. You have chosen the most difficult path, but it certainly has the greatest reward. Oh, and I should tell you, the more votes you get, the more secure your position will be. But don't try to get them all, or people will become suspicious. Just a suggestion. That seems ridiculous. Of course you should try to get them all. Within reason, I mean, you might not be able to do all the actions that's required to get them all. But at least you should find out what's required and work toward it. Do what you can. What is so important about time? If the election were held right now, you would lose. People need to get to know you, to trust you. They would follow Enivit because they know and respect her. They might follow Sir Beckett because he has had time to fool some and control others. You are the wild card. You really need time. Tell me about the competitors. Enivit would seem to be the most obvious choice to become the lady of the keep, but she has alienated a lot of us. Her strict rules and obsessions with order have caused many hard feelings. So we need to play by the law too, that is in our character, but you need to be flexible. The important part is that shit works, shit gets done. The truth is, I think she scares people. Nobody can live up to her ideal, so they are nervous around her, waiting to be judged. Having said that, the gods know you couldn't be much worse than Sir Beckett. Okay. What's wrong with Sir Beckett? Sir Beckett is corrupt, craven coward. He will drain the resources of the keep and flee the next time we are attacked. The evidence of that? No, I have only what I can see and hear, but as I am a scout, those are the senses that keep me alive. All my instincts tell me that he is a monster. You must be better than him. So we more or less have a lawful good or neutral good opponent in the captain of the guard, then some variation of an evil character with the noble. I don't get that the evil rich man, evil noble is used so often in these tales. I mean, I'd like an explanation why in the first place Beckett is the one the nobles are gonna go with. Surely there would be other competitors. I don't expect goody two shoes, but like just a fucking competent guy who's willing to do whatever it takes to get shit done. With some sort of a respect for the order of things. After all, the situation or the station of nobles relies that those rules and laws are obeyed. So we'll see how this goes, though. Tell me about the keep. Keep is broken into two main sections. The gates of Cyan is where most of the fighting took place. It opens into the South Keep, where the majority of townspeople live and work. North Keep is where the wealthier townsfolk live, and includes the temple and the Silver Lily Inn. If you don't want to pay the extra cost of room for room charge, you might consider Mossy Tree in the South Keep. North Keep also holds our guild hall and where the banner, the hand and the lord all live, as well as where the guild offices are. Do you need anything more specific? How can I earn some gold? There are plenty of tasks that need to be done, but the best place for adventurers to find is at the trades in the guild hall. The Stan can probably line up some jobs for you. Okay. I don't want to ask for specifics, I want to get the general layout of the situation. So caves and outside the keep. I think I'll end things there after leveling up. There are quite a few caves near here, and ever since the army disappeared with Lord Keldric, monsters have begun to make them their homes. I imagine that this is where the army of the creatures come from. Something powerful and intelligent must be driving them to work together. Normally they just fight each other. Yeah, and Illithid would do it. Yeah, it affects things in the sense that we should start now preparing for a lot of enchantment and mind affecting, and try to basically look for items and equipment to counter those. I can lead you to specific caves, but it helps if you know which ones you want to go. Okay. Outside the keep. Other than the caves, there isn't too much to talk about. There's a hermit who keeps bees and sometimes sells their honey. Haven't seen him around in a while though. Sometimes we get a caravan just outside the main gate. Hopefully there wasn't one there when the attack began, but they'll all be dead now. Other than that, there isn't a lot of other than hunting and the art monster. Anything else? I think I'll end at this. Wait, I haven't told you about my aunt Sarah yet. Would you like me to tell you? Okay, just tell me. Aunt Sarah is a very earthy woman. She has lands just out the town. She has been asking for help from the military guild for almost a year now. There's a cave on her property that some goblins moved into. Unfortunately, the military has been weak since Lord Keldric left with most of the army.
Goblins, time to crush some skulls, Cal. We shall revel in their destruction and win the hearts of these people, you and I.
Though it hardly seems worth our effort to bother with such base creatures, I suppose it would go well toward furthering our popularity. Yeah, these type of encounters are actually a great gauge about the module and the skill of the module builders. Goblin fight encounters and kobolds, these type of trash opponents, are usually like that. There's no real thought to them. They're just shitty creatures that you sort of wade through, and they offer not that much resistance. A good module maker and a skilled designer can make those interesting encounters. So it would be a great way to see what type of combat encounters and I can expect from this adventure. Is it going to be copy-pasted groups of goblins, or is there a design to the place? Some tactical elements. That would tell a lot. If you were to rid the goblins for her, I'm sure Aunt Seraph would support your cause. I can even lead you the case myself. Yeah, not yet. But that's it's usually a good adventure for low-level characters. My only worry is that we have 2 mages and 1 fighter. So the fight is probably going to be the fighter killing everything while the mages try to keep themselves alive to buy time. I suppose there are probably things you need to do first. Do you have other questions? Yeah, I would need to get equipment and spells, but goodbye for now. Good luck. Come speak to me if you would like a guide to take you outside the city. I will stay by the fountain in the market square until you need me. Level 3 Wizard. That's starting to be a decent level. We get access to level 2 spells, and we don't really need these skills though because we have the Rakshasa. Persuasion is vital. That needs to be upgraded every time we can. Appraisal is probably welcome. We're going to play this as a group adventure, so instead of just pouring all the money on my character, I'm gonna spread it to these 3 fairly evenly. Priority should be on Calibas because we live or die based on how well he fights. We should take spell penetration. If we're gonna have to fight against Drow, these little things will help quite a bit. We do need... Actually, I'm not sure do we need... I mean Empower spell, Maximize spell, I'm not sure we do need those. They're good abilities, but they're much more better with a sorcerer type character. Craft Wand might be a good ability for us. We can take it. I'll take spell penetration. We have to do fighting against creatures of the Underdark. Every one of them will have spell resistance natural. So this will definitely be of worth. Hideous Laughter. For 1d3 rounds they'll be unable to defend themselves. We would have to deal with these spells for a long time though. Blindness, Deafness. Target creature is struck blind and deaf. It removes a ranged fighter from the situation, allows you to do... I think it has a 50% chance of missing every target it tries to hit in a melee combat too. Cloud of Bewilderment. Stunned and blinded for 1d6 rounds. I don't know. We need something I can use to take out the enemy. Ultra Vision might not be a horrible idea, because again, Drow does a lot of dark dispels, things like that. Ultra Vision would negate all that. Summon creature 2. Yeah, I'll take this. In the early areas, we can basically increase our melee attack power substantially if we both casters have some kind of summon creature spell. And then what? I don't want to just buff things, I want to attack. Asha's Hideous Laughter, simply because it's an enchantment spell. Although, range, short, right. I think the other one has a longer range. Range, medium. Save versus Fortitude negates, spell resistance is a thing. Save versus Will, spell resistance is a thing. So this is an anti-fire weapon. That's why we should take it.
Already you have started back up the road to success. As you grow in power, so too do I.
The weapons sound a triumphant if slightly up-key fanfare in your mind.
As this is the first time you have increased in power, I shall draw upon your energies to increase my effectiveness as a fighting weapon. After this, I shall allow you to choose effects that you would like to add to me.
Aw? Resurrection. Enchantment bonus 3. Holy shit, this is an incredibly powerful staff. Should we learn some fighting abilities? I was thinking multi-class into something that would allow us to take some fighting abilities so we can be better at using it as staff, but sacrificing an entire level is going to delay your spell progression significantly. You basically have to fight with access to one spell level less than you normally would, so it is not a smart thing to do. Bolts of Lightning. Need to buy regular bolts. Need to buy clothes.